Hello, good morning. This is Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. If you've probably seen this journal before, it is one in my personal journal collection. Pam made this for me, and I'm actually just using it as an example today because I'm talking about a new program that I am launching in 2019 that I am so excited about sharing with all of you, and that is called Nevermore Creations Marketplace. And when I try to expand my business and try new things, I either try to think, is it something that everybody seems to want or need, or is it something that I myself would have wanted or needed when I was starting, or that I would want or need now? And one thing I see over and over again as I read through junk journal groups and posts and things is that there are so many of you amazing ladies who can make a junk journal, probably better, definitely better than I can. And yet you're frustrated because you're getting a little stack of them and they're growing, and the first junk journal turned into 2 and they multiplied to 4, and now you have 16 junk journals sitting around and you have no outlet. You've already given everybody you know one, well, half of them didn't even want one, and you feel like you need to get something back on your investment. However, you don't have a YouTube channel, you don't have an Etsy shop, you're not interested in running a business, but you don't know what to do. You don't want to stop making journals, but you don't have any way to get rid of them, and it is an expensive hobby. So enter Nevermore Creations Marketplace. It is kind of like an online consignment store for junk journals. You know, like the consignment stores where you can send your nice clothes and then they're sold in a professional setting where there's lots of customers, and then you get a part of what it's sold for. That's my idea. There's going to be a new section in my shop called Marketplace. If you've been to my Etsy shop, you know I have it excuse me, I have it broken down into like my digital downloads, my physical prints, my junk journals, my supplies. I will have another one called Marketplace, and that will be for your journals. So if you have some journals that you would like me to sell for you, I would be more than happy to. If you go over to my Facebook group, Nevermore Creations, Junk Journals, and Friends, I will actually have all of the nitty-gritty details on a file in the file section for that. And you can always ask me any questions, but I'm just going to go over the basics of it. So Pam made this lovely journal. I'm not parting with it. Nobody can rip it from my hands. She even used one of my kits when she made it. So I'm just using it because it is a lovely journal and an example of what many of you are capable of making and what many of you have probably sitting around in piles. And so this is mine, not going anywhere. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that you have a journal. Say this is the journal you made and you would love to sell it, but you've listed it on, a Facebook group. Nobody's been interested. It's sitting there. You don't know how to price it. You don't know what to do. You don't know what it's worth. You don't want to deal with the business side of it. So if you send it to me, I will film it, do a video on a flip through video with the link to my shop. It will be photographed and put in my shop. When it sells and ships, then I will send you your cut from it. There are a few things that I have to insist upon, and that is that you pay shipping to get it to me. And if it does not sell, you have a couple of options. So it gets listed for 30 days. After 30 days, then you can either have it relisted at a lower price, and that doesn't cost you anything, or you can have me ship it back to you, but you have to pay the return shipping. Or you can just kind of abandon it and I will add it happily to my journal collection. So those would be your choices. And I'm just flipping through for interest so you have something to look at while I chat. But yeah, so my journals sell pretty quickly in my shop, and I have a fairly big Etsy shop. It is a top 10,000 Etsy shop. It does vary. I've been a top 5,000, and right now I am a top 10,000, but it goes up and down depending upon how all the shops overall are doing. So I have a fairly good shop. However, another thing I have to insist upon is that I set the price for your journal. And if you are totally in love with your journal and you can't let it go for any less than $150, then this program is not for you. I don't sell journals at that price. I doubt I would list them at that price. I have sold a lot of journals. I know pretty well how to price one for my customer base. If one of you guys have an Etsy shop and you're successfully selling journals for way more than I am, then good for you. I have not developed that type of shop, and so yeah, most of my journals sell for under $80, and it depends upon the size. So that is the majority. I've only ever sold 2 or 3 that have been over $100. So I would really prefer to keep this to journals that are, priced, the $30, $40, $50, $60, $70 range. I feel like I would be able to do that better for you. So one of my visions as an artist and as an Etsy shop owner is community. And I really think that so many of you have incredible journals that you would just be happy if they were in the hands of someone who loved them. So no, you might not make a ton of money off of it. I'm going to set it up as a 60-40. So you would get 60% of what the journal sold for. And that might seem like a low amount to you, but you do have to remember that I'm going to have to hold the inventory, film the video, upload the video, take photos, list it to Etsy, answer questions about it from customers, pack it, ship it, and you're paying for my subscriber base and all of my work for growing my channel and shop. So if that sounds like something you would be okay with doing, for example, let's just say I listed the journal for $60. When it sold for $60, then now I have to do math on the spot, right? You would get $36 off of the journal. So once I shipped it, then I would PayPal you the money immediately. And that definitely is not for everybody. Obviously, if you have a place to sell your journals, this would not be for you. But if you just want to make them and you want a worldwide audience and people that would be happy getting them, I would love to help you find forever homes for your journals. And I would love to just foster that community. I used to think, oh no, the market is going to be oversaturated with journals. Junk journaling is going to go out. And, there's going to be ebbs and flows, and we're going to change things up, and we're going to do things differently. But I really don't believe that anymore. If you think how incredibly huge and vast and wide this world is, how many people have yet to even discover journals, and for how many years and decades and centuries have people written down their thoughts, and how many times have people drawn and been creative and all of those different things. So I really believe that we can't be oversaturated. It's just finding the right people and finding the right price point. And everybody might like to get $200 for their journal, but realistically, that is not the price point that people are willing to pay for a journal where they don't know the author. If you are a really big name crafter and you do not put out many journals, I'm thinking of, Nick the Booksmith, Amity Bloom. You're not actually selling that many journals. Your work is second to none. And you have a huge fan base. You can sell your journals for a lot of money because people want to buy it because of the name. People want to buy it because they're hard to get. But if you're like me and you make lots of journals and a lot of them are smaller, I do have a name, but it is not just a journal maker. I do supplies. I do like I find used books, I do wallpaper, I do, I'm a different person. I'm a different type of person. And so I'm okay. It used to bother me that I didn't make as much money off of my journals as other people. It doesn't anymore. And I would rather have these beautiful works in the hands of people that love them and people that appreciate them. And it has definitely been worth it for me. And I know it's been worth it for my customers as well. So if this is something you're interested in and you would like to send me, now since you're paying shipping, and say if you put it in a flat rate box, you may want to add, send me a couple of journals to save you on some money there. Every journal needs a slip of paper put, right here in the front, so when I open it, I see it. And it needs to have every relevant bit of information about your journal. So like your name, how the dimensions of the journal, how many pages. I don't have time to count if you have 192 or 80 or however many pages in your journal. So count the the number of pages, the dimensions, any other information. If you want to say that you've used antique lace or you've used a certain paper pack, or that stuff is all optional. But if there's things that you want the customers to know, maybe the fabric cover, this is a cardstock cover, but maybe you've done a fabric cover and maybe it's from an old vintage tablecloth from the 1800s, or who knows. If they're bits of information that are going to help me sell your journal, put them in that slip right here. And do not send me anything until we have communicated first. So send me an Etsy message, send me a Facebook message, and make sure that I have given you the go-ahead to send me the journals. Because if I just receive a box of journals and we have not communicated, I will just be like, oh yay, happy mail, a gift, and they're going to go on my journal shelf and you're going to be sad. So make sure we've communicated first, because I'm going to see how this program goes, I'm only going to have a spot for so many journals, and they're going to have to sell before I open up spots for new ones, and just kind of see how this works. So this is my new program and Nevermore Creations Marketplace. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. I know that some of you maybe who have Etsy shops or YouTube channels might find it a little frustrating, because you might think, well, they need to do the hard work of, you and I have had to build this to get our journal sold, and you might think, well, they might need to. And yes, that is, there's a lot of truth to that. But on the other hand, that's where the consignment thing comes in. That's why they're only getting 60% of the journal sold, because they're paying for that the months and months and months and months and months and months of experience in me building and growing my shop. So I really think this is going to help the entire crafting community, because I think that those little gems that are hidden away in you ladies in your houses, that need to come to light, that need to inspire the world, and that need to find a home in the hands of someone that loves them. So thank you for watching this video. If this program does not launch successfully and nobody wants to try it, I am totally fine with that. But if there is someone out there that this would just bless and help this year, then I would love to help you sell some of your journals, maybe get a little bit of the money back that you've put into craft supplies, so that you can continue to get the supplies you need to make more. It breaks my heart when I see people say, I'm going to have to stop crafting because I don't know what to do with everything. And I understand that. I would have felt the same way. Unless I have a good outlet where people can use my journals, or I have people that want them, or I feel like I'm getting something back from them, then yeah, I start to feel uninspired and unmotivated, and like, what's the point? And I don't want you to feel that way. Crafting refreshes the soul. Crafting builds you up. Crafting helps you get through hard times in your life. And it is because I believe that we have been created by our Creator to create. If you think about the Creator of everything and how He made these gorgeous flowers and these gorgeous meadows and these rivers and these waterfalls and these canyons, the beauty that He has created and the detail. And He has put, the Bible says that He has placed eternity into the heart of man. And I take that to mean that God has put a little bit of Himself into us. And that is why we love to create. So it is not frivolous. And the people that try to tell you that it's just, a waste of time or not worth it, and they don't understand, that's fine. They can view it that way, but you're the richer for it. I really believe that. I think it enriches your life. And so if I can help you sell some of your journals so that you can make more to continue creating and to continue growing and continue adding beauty into the world, I would love to be able to do that into 2019. So please let me know if that's something you would like to do. And I will see all of you in the next video.